Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Stylish Trait, but you can call me Kanice or Sade. I don't mind either one. So this is the first episode of the Empire series that we'll be starting. Y'all, I have been working on this for over a month now. I've been doing a lot of research for builds and inspiration and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and try and explain to you what this series will be about, because there is a lot that we have to get into. Of course, I will have a timestamp if you want to just skip this and let the series be a surprise. Of course, I'm going to leave a bunch of surprises for you guys anyways, but let's go ahead and get into the world of Aziri. This planet that we are currently on is the planet Aziri. I found this map on Reddit. I will display it here on the screen, but of course I will also have it linked down below. And this is the map that I'm sort of going off of with the Sims 4 worlds minus San Sequoia. But let's go ahead and get into it. So Empires is loosely a historical series, but it's mostly fantasy, so not everything will be, you know, super accurate to real life. A lot of it is very heavily inspired to a lot of real life cultures, of course, which will be very plain to see. As you could have seen on the map, there are 4 continents, and of course there is an island, which would be Solani, of course. And on each continent there are different lands and nations. Some of them do have royalty systems established, but some of them are free lands as well, so not every nation will have royalty. So far we have 2 that I have worked on, and we'll add more in the future. So I got mostly inspired to do this because I've been reading Korean manhwas for like about a year now, and I just think that the art styles are like really pretty, and it really just sort of inspired me to kind of see what we could kind of replicate within The Sims in that sort of way, because of course there's a lot of medieval, you know, simmers. Like I know that that's like a thing, but I kind of wanted to take it a different route. So this one's not necessarily fully medieval, it's more so like baroque, Renaissance sort of inspired as far as visuals go, and how I guess, you know, the royal system works in some ways. But again, this is a fantasy world, so it's not going to be completely reflective of that. And then there's also a ancient Egyptian as well as like North African inspirations as well. So we'll go ahead and get into the 2 nations that do have royalty as well. But before I get into that, I do just want to mention that I am playing in Erin with a Y here on YouTube. I'm playing in her save file. It is the fantasy save file that she has, but it's not the most recent one. It's a pretty old one. I'll link the video for it down below if you want to see some of the builds that come with this save file. But we're not playing in any of the worlds with the Sims that I have right now. We're not playing in those worlds until we get further into the story. I did notice that my Realm of Magic, the builds that she has in her video for that one are not in the save file, so maybe I downloaded an even older version than I thought. But yeah, so let's go ahead and just get into the 2 nations that we have that have royalty at the moment. So the land that we'll be starting with is the Land of Nefetari, which is Oasis Springs. So Nefetari is a mix of Egyptian and Moroccan culture, as well as other parts of northern Africa with like a slight Greek influence, but that's mostly just in some of the fashion that you'll see, not necessarily in like the architecture or how their, you know, history or like royal systems worked or anything. So the Land of Nefetari is ruled by the Nefetari royal family. The monarch of Nefetari is Pharaoh Neo-Nefetari, as well as his wife, Queen Imani Nefetari. Of the previous generation, Neo has 2 younger siblings, Princess Nami Nefetari and the illegitimate Prince Sky Phaedra Nefetari. So the name Sky Phaedra may sound a little bit familiar to you if you do read Korean manhwas as well. He is from a Korean manhwa, and I just think that he is so fine. I just really thought that he was like really cute. I don't think he's Egyptian in the manhwa, but I don't know. I just wanted to add him into the story because the name Phaedra just kind of feels like Egyptian a little bit to me. But yeah, so I decided to add him into the world. But he's not the exact same character, though he does have a heavy inspiration from him as well. So he won't look exactly the same or necessarily have the exact same personality, but yeah, I took inspiration from him, so of course I wanted to name him that. Queen Imani also also has a younger sister, Anna Amari, who will be our main sim here for this LP to start off with, though we will be bouncing around to different households because I found a lot of builds and I really want to show them off and as well as meet a lot of the different sims that I added into this world too. Anna Amari also has a daughter. Her name is Fareeha Amari. Now, that name may also sound familiar to you as well. If you play Overwatch, then Anna and Farah, or Fareeha, they're a mother-daughter duo who are Egyptian heroes in Overwatch. I've been playing Overwatch for years, y'all. Like, I've been playing it for like a really long time, and I wanted to use their names. They're like the way that they looks nothing like how they look in Overwatch, but you know, just to show some homage. I took like a lot of inspiration from a bunch of different things for this series, and it's just really sort of a passion project that I've been wanting to do because I have no control and I'm impulsive. So I was like, let's do it. But anyway, so the Pharaoh Neo and Queen Imani's children are heir to the throne, Princess Naomi. Then there's Prince Nari and Princess Nini. And then Princess Nami and her wife Violet had two twins, Antony and Ava. And then Prince Sky Phaedra had a daughter with a woman he met while traveling Aziri. Her name is Sky Fifi. And yeah, so those are for the children and for some of the main cast that we'll have for the Nefetari citizens, royalty and everything. I did find a lot of the Egyptian townies from the Egyptian hashtag in the gallery, as well as Erin with Y. She also had another save file, which was I want to say it was called the Ancient Egyptian save file, where she like remade Oasis Springs that had builds and sims made in there from a bunch of different people, I think. So in her hashtag is another way that I found a lot of these builds and sims as well. So I want to give credit where credit is due. I am not a builder, y'all. I am not a builder, not very good at it. So yeah, I will have a Google Doc actually with a lot of the links to some of the YouTube videos for a lot of the builds that I have included here in the series, as well as the hashtags that I use to find some of the sims and some of the builds as well, to make it easier for you guys if you want to find out how to find some of these builds. And then there's also two dogs as well that were really, really good and really like just amazing. Like, they looked amazing. I found those, I believe, in the Egyptian tag too. There is Anubis and then there is Raymundo. I'm like thinking of Sky Phaedra because Raymundo is Sky Phaedra's dog and Anubis is the Pharaoh's dog. Those will all be linked in that Google Doc as well. Let's move on to another land that is also here that I've been preparing alongside Nefetari. So the Land of Baudin. So Baudin is a mix of French, Italian, English, and German. The Land of Baudin is ruled by the Baudin royal family. The monarch of the Land of Baudin is King John Baudin and his wife Queen Consort Natalia Baudin. Of the previous generation, King John has 3 younger siblings: Prince Luca Baudin, Princess Aspen Baudin, and Princess Camille Baudin. As for Aspen and Camille, as well as Natalia, actually I did not make those sims. Those are sims that I downloaded from Tumblr. I forget exactly who I downloaded them from, so I will have to put them on the screen as well as link them down below if you want to download those sims as well, because I just thought that they were really pretty and I really just wanted to include them. Like, I wanted to give them like a royal makeover, so they ended up being some of the royal siblings, as well as a lot of the men in this series I did find on the gallery. I will link the creator's ID on the screen and put it in that Google Doc as well, but I gave them makeovers based off of some of the CC that I had in my game and maybe changed like their names just to fit sort of you know, being like the royal family, like, you know, like last names are just sounding kind of French. Not all names in the series will be, you know, Egyptian, African, French, Italian, or anything. It's just more so the royal family last names, and then the names are kind of random or just names that I thought were cute. So King John has 3 kids. So there is the heirs to the throne, Prince Jonah, Prince Michael, and Princess Gabriella. Prince Luca is widowed due to his wife passing away during the birth of their son, Abel Baudin, so he has 1 son. Princess Aspen got pregnant on the night of her wedding, the same night her husband went missing, and it's now just her and her son Owen Baudin. And lastly, Princess Camille and her husband Duke Theodore Dodson, who were childhood sweethearts, had 2 children, Cyrus and Serenity. And then I just want to get into one last thing before we get into the gameplay. So technology on the planet Azuri is not as advanced as technology here on the modern Earth that we have. Of course, this is Azuri, but where there is no technological advancement, there is magic. So some areas are more abundant in mana, which is the source of magic on Azuri, like the Land of Nefetari, Willow Creek, or Glimmerbrook. Those are really mana heavy. And then there are some that are more limited, like such as the Land of Baudin or Forgotten Hollow, although there are more mystical and magical things throughout the continent as well, like the pirates of Sulani. They're always on the look for mysterious beings. So occults will have some form of involvement in this series a little bit, though in the beginning we'll take it slow and just focus on the royal aspects of the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a house tour for where Anna and Fareeha are going to be staying. I am gonna have the creator's YouTube channel name on the screen here. I don't know how to say it but I will have the video linked down below for the speed build for this build here, but I do want to give you guys a tour as quick as I can because there's a lot of rooms a lot of rooms in this house here. So I made like very minor changes to this house. Like I really didn't do a lot. There is a lot of CC in this house, so really like everything looks like really good. I downloaded like mostly all the CC. I did change this sitting area here just because I had this table that I just thought was really pretty and it went really good with these chairs. But everything else here the creator did, and everything just looks like really good. Fareeha loves to do her homework right there, but let's go ahead and go inside. So when we walk inside, there's this like little entry room which just looks really nice. I love all of the patterns here. And then I'm going to show you guys this courtyard. Y'all look at this courtyard. It looks so freaking good. Like it looks so good. And what I really liked was that there was some Egyptian CC here, and a lot of it I really already had in my game. I love CC, so a lot of it I already had in my game, and I've been doing a lot of research on a lot of this stuff, so I like that it actually kind of came with some of the Egyptian CC. And y'all look at this sitting area. It looks so good. It looks so good. Sims can't actually like walk up here. Like they can't actually walk up here, but I could TP them up there if I just wanted to have like a cute like little scene or whatever. So let's go back into the entry room. Now when we take the left, we're gonna enter the kitchen, which looks really good. I only added a few like functional CC like items here, like this like little cupcake maker. I can make cupcakes with that little thing right there. And then there's Granny's cookbook. And look at this kitchen. We got Anna sitting. She just made her some food. There is the Pharaoh. His y'all, he stays at this woman's house. I don't know why he is always here, but he's literally always here. That came, I want to say that this is a Granny's cookbook recipe. I made it in the cookbook, but yeah, and everything looks really good. So y'all, I know a lot of this like looks like really modern. Like it definitely doesn't look like, you know, old-timey or anything, but y'all, again, this is a fantasy world. We're not gonna deep it too much, you know. But yeah, and then the sink is in there, and I want to say that's like a pantry area, which looks really nice. So, and then here's a door that leads out to the courtyard. But if we go around this way through the door that was on the right, there's this little room right here. It's like a little entry room. Looks really nice. Looks like they've got like a statue here. I can say that like maybe well, actually, so this picture right here, which this is actually really nice. I didn't actually think of this when I first downloaded the house and put them in it, but Anna is actually, she's a widow. Her husband passed away in a war 10 years ago, and I'm just gonna say that like that's him. I'm gonna say that that's him. And that is maybe like a statue that he got from like traveling or something. We're gonna ignore that those are keys. But then if we keep going here, this is like a sort of library, like little sitting area, lots of art back here. Fareeha is she's an eccentric sim, so she actually is really creative, and she's sort of like a creative genius. So I'm gonna say that maybe those are some things that she created. But here's the library. Y'all, it looks so nice. It looks so nice. I want to say that those are Harry's bookshelves. They look really nice. And then if we come out to this door, we are back in the courtyard. So the courtyard is going to lead out into like a lot of different rooms. But if we come over this way, I forget what this room is called. Like I want to say that this room has like a name. I forget, but it is a nice like little sitting room, lots of pottery, got some fruit. And then we're gonna go over to this room here, and this is gonna lead into the dining room. Here's just like a nice like little entryway. The dining room looks so nice, y'all. It looks really good. And then if we come over here, it's gonna lead into the bar. We got like a lot of alcohol and everything over here. It looks really nice. I did forget to get rid of a lot of like the plugs and sockets and stuff, so I'll probably have to do that later, but for now I just want to give you guys a tour. And then before we go upstairs, I do just want to come back around here. In the courtyard there's this grilling area, and then if we come over here, there's like a nice like little fountain room, lots of sitting space, and then it leads out into this like little balcony with like a lot of sitting areas that just look really nice. So now we're gonna go ahead and go upstairs. Let's go ahead and go this way. So once we come up these stairs, we're gonna lead into an art room, which has a lot of Fareeha sort of inspirations. We got like a lot of sculptures and stuff that her dad used to bring home whenever he would come back from traveling the world. And then here's a lot of art supplies. Here's a piano. I want to say that maybe she likes to practice on every now and again. And then if we come into this door over here, there she is. She just took a bath. So yeah, and it's got like this nice view. Like look at this view. It looks so good, y'all. That's actually really pretty. That is really pretty. And then here is the bathroom. It looks so beautiful, y'all. So let's come back outside. And then if we come around this corner, just a quick little sitting area, a little desk, and some books. So this is Anna's room. I need to actually take some of this art down because that looks like way too modern. Like I actually really want to take that down. And here's like her vanity. Maybe gotta get rid of that camera. And then let's see. Here are one of the magical orbs that Nefetari usually will have, and a lot of like the magic mana heavy areas will have instead of computers, of course, because computers do not exist in this world. And in other worlds we'll have like typewriters, but there was some more stairs over here. Now if we went up these stairs, that's when we would get to this section of the house, which is sort of a wellness room. We've got yoga, we've got the massage table, we've got the massage chair. Yeah, and then there's this like little sitting area here, which has a nice little view out into the neighborhood. This house right here, I want to say that this is Sky Phaedra's house right here. And then there's a is that the temple? No, this one isn't the temple, but there's a Pharaoh's temple like to our right here too. And then that house is another house that doesn't necessarily have royal family members in it, but yeah. And then if we go into this door over here on the left, this is a kid's room, which I did not like really do anything to, and I just kind of like left here even though there's no kids here, just because, well, I think it's really cute. And I didn't want to just like have an empty room, but you know, maybe we maybe it'll become of use in the future. So but yeah, and then in this little room right here is a sauna. Come down this hallway right here, this is the training room. We can do some fighting in here. A nice like little view. Here's the temple. Yep, there it is. That is the Pharaoh's temple. And then into this room, this is actually a laundry room, which I actually need to get rid of this too because it makes them throw their clothes on the floor. And laundry rooms like that shouldn't exist. But yeah, we come into this room and a nice little bathroom. I like that this is like a bidet and a toilet, even though it's just two toilets, but that was really nice. I really like that bathroom. And then I just didn't go through this door when we were in the art room, but when we go through this door, this is Fareeha's room. And it looks really, really, really cute. So it used to be a kid's room, which you could probably tell from some of the old toys and stuff, but I changed the bed, of course. But Fareeha is a really sentimental sim, so she keeps a lot of her childhood, you know, toys and stuff and thinks that her dad got her. Also, sorry if y'all can hear my laundry in the back. I'm recording this while I'm doing laundry, so hopefully you guys can't hear that. And yeah, that is pretty much it for the house tour. Everything looks so good, y'all. Like the creator like really did their thing with this. Like just everything looks really, really nice. From this point on in the video, I am actually going to go ahead and just narrate everything that's happened, just because I've had a lot of technical difficulties with this save, with the entire like process of trying to like film it. It originally was going to be a voiceover like as I was playing, but I was just having a lot of technical difficulties. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and narrate, and I may end up just doing it like this moving forward, just because it's a lot easier for me to do, especially since I tend to play pretty late. But yeah, so after Anna had her morning yoga, her morning workout, which she loves to do her some yoga, y'all. Like anytime I'm not on her, I'll click back on her and she's doing yoga. Like she literally just loves to do yoga. So yeah, but after that, she went ahead and took a bath and prepared herself for the day. She's got a few things that she wanted to do today. So she is going to go ahead and write a letter to the Land of Baudin. So she's going to be writing a letter to Prince Luca Bauden, who is in charge of the outer state affairs of the Land of Baudin. He usually is someone who he usually is someone who travels across the continent that Baudin is on, but this is actually the first time that the Land of Baudin is receiving a letter of this kind from somewhere that's completely off of the continent, but it's, you know, still part of Aziri altogether. So she went ahead and reached out to them just because Nefetari has been looking into expanding their knowledge, and Anna is a very helpful and caring and like attentive sort of person. So she is the type of person who will go around the neighborhood and go around Nefetari and just ask to see if there's any concerns or anything, any complaints that any of the citizens have. So she's very well loved and respected throughout Nefetari, even though she's not directly related to the royal family in a sense of like blood. But her sister, of course, married the pharaoh. But before that, their family was known for assisting the royal family of Nefetari for like generations. So they've always been quite close to the royal family, but they've always just been like royal assistants of the sort. So but after that, Fareeha got back from school, and then the queen and the princess and Prince Nari, they decided that they wanted to come over just because Nefetari is a very family oriented family, so they like to spend a lot of time together and just sort of build their bonds up as much as they can. So in between Princess Naomi and Fareeha, they're like best friends. Like they grew up together. When Queen Imani was pregnant, so was Anna. Like they kind of got pregnant at the same time just because there was a lot of things going on in the past. So they were of course just trying to, you know, build up the bloodline. But yeah, they were born around the same time. I think Fareeha is probably just like a little bit older, maybe like a few months. But yeah, they basically grew up in the royal castle together up until it was safe for Anna and Amari, and Anna's husband, who sadly passed away, moved out. So yeah, they spent a lot of time together, and they usually like to spend a lot of time just like joking around with each other. So, and after their family left, they went ahead and prepared to go to sleep and got ready for another week in the Land of Nefetari. And about 3 days later, they did receive word back from Prince Luca accepting their invitation to come and visit the Land of Nefetari. And about 4 days after that, that is when the Bauden royals visited the Nefetari royal palace. Now, the royal palace is built by the same creator that made Anna and Amari's home. Again, I do not know how to say the name, but I am going to prepare a Google Doc with like a lot of the links to Sims builds, gameplay mods, and stuff that I'm using for this specific save. That way you guys can just kind of have everything in one place, and I don't like clutter the description box. But yeah, continuing on, after meeting the king and the prince, everyone decided to just kind of socialize and talk business, you know, talk their empires up, and basically just sort of discuss future engagements and future relations between both of the empires. But while all this was happening, a little something else happened. So Prince Luca and Anna, they kind of hit it off a little bit, y'all. Like they kind of fell in love at first sight. It's almost like it's the name of the episode. And almost like I planned it out, but you know, but anyway, yeah, so they fell in love. They decided to go ahead and, you know, seclude themselves off into like a little private corner and kind of just, you know, discuss a bunch of different things. They were talking about some of their passions and their values, and really just overall discovered that they have like a lot in common, and they kind of want a lot of the same things, since both of them are the type of people who are very family oriented and driven, and as the party was going on, they really realized that they like to be in each other's presence and be in each other's embrace. And you know, one thing led to another. They were getting a little carried away, and Anna almost kissed him. Like, she was gonna kiss him first, but he decided to go ahead and be a gentleman and pull out a rose. And I think in Bauden, I think that that's like a really big gesture, like a really sweet like promise to like sort of like love and commit yourself to someone. And for two people who have been sort of not really in the romantic field for a really long time, it's just been like them and their kids, I think that's like really sweet. Like, I think that's like a really sweet sort of gesture, especially since the both of them had partners that had passed away. Ever since their partners passed away, I think that both of them sort of just devoted themselves to their empires and to their kids, and really just didn't spend enough time, you know, trying to make themselves happy. So I think that, you know, now that they're gotten to the point where they've kind of discovered that they might have a connection between the two of them, and they eventually made a promise to contact each other again. And you know, sadly Luca had to leave and he had to go back to the Land of Baudin, but they both had a really good time. You know, it got back to the party, and of course Anna had to tell her sister, like, she had to gossip, she had to gush about this man, like, and it was like really nice for, I think, Queen Imani to hear that her little sister has finally decided to, you know, experience that sort of happiness for herself, which, you know, of course, y'all, you don't need to be in a relationship to be happy, but I think that she knows deep down, like, her sister is like a really like romantic person, like she really loves love. So she finally, you know, got back into it since, you know, what happened 10 years ago, and I think she's just really happy for her sister, really, like, and really I think overall it's just really comforting for her to hear that from her little sister, because I think she was worried about it a little bit. Now, a few days later, over in the Land of Baudin, King John Baudin, he brought this up to his sister, his little sister, Princess Camille, and he's kind of gossiping a little bit. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen Prince Luca go off into like some secluded corner with a woman from the Land of Nefetari. Like, he noticed this, and so both of them decided to scheme. They decided to kind of meddle in their brother's business, because they know that he's, you know, just kind of really focused on work all these years. Like, he never really tried to, you know, pursue love ever since his wife passed away, sadly, in the birth of their son. So both of them started planning, but little did they know, over in Luca's home, he's already kind of making his move. He promised to write a letter, and that is exactly what he is going to do. So he is, you know, putting on the charms. He is, you know, spitting some fire, y'all. Like, he is really putting his heart and soul into this letter. He's speaking poetry, like Shakespeare would be astounded by the words that this man has put into this letter, y'all. So, but of course the king, he's coming over, he's meddling, you know, like, he really is just like, so what you doing? Like, he's really just kind of like, so that girl, like, from Nefetari, like, what's up with that? Like, he's really just kind of like all in his little brother's business. So but, you know, I like that about the king. He's a very passionate man. So anyway, like, even Luca's like laying down in bed, like, okay, you need to leave. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think he gets like a little shy when his brother rings up, that type of stuff. So but anyway, it's a couple nights later. The letter has arrived in the Land of Nefetari, and as Fareeha's going to sleep, Anna receives the letter. She goes out to her balcony and she reads it, and y'all, I think that she is really just moved by this letter. Like, she really feels like she's never heard anything like this before. You know, it's one thing, you know, the men in Nefetari, they show her some love, they show her appreciation, but the words that Prince Luca has put on this letter, y'all, literally moves her to tears. Like, I think it definitely moves her to tears. Y'all couldn't even take it seriously. My bad, y'all, but I'm such a child. But that's pretty much the end of this episode, y'all. I'm gonna leave it off here. It's a little bit of a cliffhanger. Yes, he proposed to her through a letter, like low-key. Well, no, okay. I won't say that he proposed to her through a letter, but he's definitely, you know, giving off strong suggestions, I think, at marriage, which is why I think that she had that pensive look on her face at the end. Like, she has a lot to think about because she has a lot of responsibilities here in Nefetari. But you know, next episode we will work on him wooing her, and we'll actually visit the Land of Baudin next episode. That way you guys can see what it's looking like. You've seen a lot of Nefetari here in this episode, some of Bauden, of course, but I'm really excited for you guys to see the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys the next episode. Bye.